There it goes.
Yep.
All right, James, where are we live today?
Facebook is having issues today, so we are
Mm,
only live on Twitch and YouTube.
beautiful. Awesome, awesome. I think we'll give it just a moment. Let the live start appearing for people.
Oh, we don't have intro music?
Do we?
I don't know.
Not
We
yet.
should. We should get some intro music. Ba-da-ba-ba-bum, why we bust?
Oh, it is up. Now it's up on Facebook, so we're good.
Nice.
Cool.
Awesome. Get that shouted out.
It's a Bob.
Congratulations. It's a Bob.
It's at 7:03. We go.
Okay.
Okay.
Just so the social medias can do their thing.
Hello,
Mm-hmm.
people watching right now. All two of you. I was just being facetious. I don't even know how many people are actually watching right now.
They'll start coming in.
You think if I log in, will that count too?
Yes, it actually, yeah. There we go. It's posted.
You're gonna miss me when I'm gone.
All right. I think we can start getting started.
Go
Well,
for it.
welcome everyone to my first hosting gig.
Bum bum bum.
Welcome to Windy City Ghostbusters presents Why We Bust. This is the brainchild of Bob, and I have taken over as a host. So each week we will be bringing someone on to interview who is either involved in a franchise or with Ghostbusters in some way. We'll see what happens. And this week we have our very own Windy City Ghostbusters president. Please introduce yourself.
Aloha out there. This is Jay Barajas, your Windy City Ghostbusters president. I see you. I see all of you. So behave.
And our mean lean IT machine.
Who? That's
I
definitely
don't,
not me.
I don't even think James has a mean bone in his body.
Have you heard him talk to Bob?
Oh, that's playful. That's all playfulness.
that's
Bob can take it.
with love.
That's with love. It's like a little big brother thing.
Yeah, he's my little brother or my little cousin.
Little big brother.
That I pick on.
Well,
it's
our
excitingly fun.
technology director, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm James. I am the social media and technology director, SOCOM chair, whatever you want to call it, for the Windy City Ghostbusters, and I am just here to make sure everything works.
And we appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So yeah, we've definitely got some folks in chat already. Yeah, hi Bob. He says I've been replaced. Oh my goodness. Okay, so one of the new members in the house. Excellent, excellent. But yeah, so this is going to be a new live stream experience we're going to do every Thursday night. Yeah, just tell the stories of different Ghostbusters throughout different franchises. Kind of just see like why are we doing this? Why is everyone doing this? What is it? Why is it? Well, and we'll figure all that out as we go. But if you want to be featured, we do have a survey available. You can go into, fill it out, and that way we know you are interested, and then we'll reach out as we move forward. So, JR.
Yes.
What? Let's go back in time. What is your first memory of Ghostbusters?
Ghostbusters 2 was my very first memory of Ghostbusters. I remember watching that movie and just loving every minute of it. And then being introduced to the cartoons, which led to the toys. My father bought me all the Kenner toys, and I still have them to this day. And
Oh wow.
I've actually passed them down to my kids. So if you have seen my daughter Addison out there with a purple proton pack, well, that was mine. And she has her favorite color, which is purple, and she's really into unicorns. So of course I had to bedazzle it. So that is why you will see a purple proton pack.
That pack is so cute. I love it so much. I think that was like one of the first times I met her. She was fully like in gear. I mean, terrified of me because I was in the Slimer costume, but the pack was incredible. It looked like it was made that way.
I worked really hard on it. And what's funny now is that she's seen you so many times when I go to an event. The first thing she asks is, "My friend gonna be
Oh,
there?"
that's so cute. Well, and now not only is she, all ready to be a Ghostbuster, she has a new costume.
She does. She is Slimer Junior, I guess. Is that the? I don't know what terminology. Slimer squared, slime squared. There we go.
I think, yeah, no, I've heard like I think Slimer Junior was what I was hearing the day of when we were both out and about at our premiere event at Hollywood Boulevard. Yeah, she. Oh my gosh, it was so cute. They were dragging me around.
She's your mini me.
Yeah, literally. So, do both your kids watch all the cartoons too?
So they have started watching the real Ghostbusters.
Aw.
But what they're really interested in is Ghostbusters Afterlife. That is the one that they want to watch all the time. Now they will watch Ghostbusters 1, Ghostbusters 2, and obviously they've seen the new one because I've taken it to them. But with Ghostbusters Afterlife, because they saw kids putting on a proton pack, that is what drew them in. And so they will sit down and actually watch it. I've tried to get them to do the Extreme Ghostbusters, but they're not quite there yet. They will be though.
Yeah, fair. Yeah. I feel like Extreme Ghostbusters is it's definitely that like teenage era cartoon.
I really enjoyed watching Extreme Ghostbusters. I had no idea it was even on when it premiered. I don't know when it even premiered. I know I was a kid. I know I was a teenager, and I'm watching this. I'm like, this is kooky, and there's something familiar about it. And then I see Egon, and I go, yes. Okay, I get it. He is the grandfather now. Now he is teaching the new generation. This is awesome. And not to get too sentimental, but seeing a Latino Ghostbuster was like,
yeah,
it was just really cool.
Yeah, I think we touched on it a little bit. I can't remember which stream it was in, but in a fairly recent stream, we were discussing, there's the ability for Extreme Ghostbusters to be able to bring about like so many people being like, wait, I can be a Ghostbuster.
Oh yeah,
they really had a more diverse cast than most other Ghostbuster things available at the time.
Oh, for sure. It was ahead of its time. And that's what gets me about people nowadays is like, go back in time. Go watch these movies. It was already there. You just haven't been introduced to it.
Yeah.
Take a journey.
Yeah. So with all that time you've spent loving Ghostbusters, I can see a few items behind you. What, as a collector of sorts, what type of things do you tend to collect? I'm seeing, when we were talking just before we started the stream, some Legos back there. But what is your most likely to collect item, and what is your favorite item you own?
Well, we're gonna have to go back, and I have to preface something. So when I left the military, I had severe PTSD. And as I was talking with my doctors, my psychiatrists, psychologists, just all these different people, one of them said, well, hey, have you done something constructive? Do you like building things? I said, I don't know. I like, my head just wasn't there.
Yeah.
So they prescribed me Lego. And I thought it was the dumbest thing. I'm like, really? You're prescribing me Lego? I looked at her and I laughed. But She gave me my first set. And as an adult, I should say, because I had plenty of Lego as a kid. They were just in a box, and I never looked at them again. But I had a pretty big collection. So I went back to my house. I started building, and I found it very therapeutic. And I just thought, though, I wanted something different, because it was an airplane set. It was just this little 3-in-1, whichever you could do. It was an airplane set, whatever. So I went to Walmart, and there it was on the shelf. Was the first one that I was going to buy, which was a Lego Batman Batwing. It was the Lego Batwing Batman vs Joker. It was the first one. This was in 2014.
Mm-hmm.
So I buy the set, and I love it. And I'm like, okay, I got to go buy another one. So the next one I bought was Batman and Green Lantern. So that started my obsession with Batman. So any Lego set that had to do with Batman, I went and got. So my recent, we did this mirror thing again. My most recent purchase is this one, which is the Lego Batcave, the Shadow Box.
Nice.
And another one that I will not open, and I'm dying to. I really am. But this was my latest one, and that is where the journey has brought me to. Now, the ones that you see in the boxes are never going to be opened. I jokingly say that they're my kids' college fund, which is kind of partly true. But you can see right here, I have the Ecto 1 from Afterlife. I have the Firehouse still in a box. And trust me, it is really hard not to open this bad boy. I'd have to actually pick this one up because, again, my obsession turned into what else can I do? This was my time machine that I built before the time machine came out.
Oh, wow.
This is not the one that is in the box. And I have that one.
Yeah.
This one was from different ideas on the internet. This was about 6 years ago was this built.
Wow.
And so there's a lot of things that I liked and I didn't like. And so I just went and changed a lot of things. The two biggest things right here, the afterburners.
Yeah.
These are of my design. No one else has done it like this. And
That's
I've
cool.
had other Lego creators say, hey, how did you make that? And I sent them the instructions. Also, Mr. Fusion. Mr. Fusion is just a tire.
Oh my gosh.
But it looked the part.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's mine. So
That's
I
awesome.
I have an obsession.
Real quick, I see something happening.
Yep, we have to. A couple things are going on because apparently notifications aren't coming through StreamYard from Twitch. So Bob is angry at me right now, I think. So first of all, shout out to Bob for being our first subscriber.
Woo!
Woot. He also gifted a sub to somebody, so that's pretty
Nice.
cool. And he did a bunch of cheering, and so he's just throwing money at us, which is wonderful. Please throw money at us. It all goes to charity. Oh, it looks like Tony did too. Tony gifted
Thank you guys.
sub as well. Also, one of the new things with our Twitch, as we are now affiliates, we have different things that people can put their points towards. And Tony has put in points for us to stretch. So everybody's got to get that stretch. Stretch!
That. Stretch break.
I hope you're happy now. Thank you.
Are you guys, everyone's good now in chat? But thank you guys for subbing, for buying the subs for other folks, for throwing those well-earned watch points our way for stretches.
Oh, it looks like Shannon subscribed as well. Thank you, Shannon.
Shannon!
I'm recognizing names. It's great.
Yeah. That's amazing. Thank you guys. So JR, out of all of your collection of items, what is your number one most prized or proud of?
That's a hard one because I have
Like
a full.
you have a little hut and all of your collectibles are in it, and that hut is on fire. You're able to grab one
we got
thing.
a hype train going.
Uh-oh.
I don't know what that means, but it's happening.
Is this like come on ride the train? Let's ride
And I
it.
think I think he's talking about the fact that we just had so many subs all at once.
Oh,
No,
nice.
it's actually a Twitch thing,
Oh,
but I have no idea
oh,
what that means.
I see what you're saying.
Woo
So
woo hype.
Hut is on fire.
HUD is
You
on
can
fire.
grab one item from Hut
Oh, jeez. Okay. Um,
out of all of the nerd gear.
I hate saying because now you're making me think. But here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pick two, mostly because I'm very proud of the second one. So
Hey, I would say if you have you have two hands, so if you can grab two things, I guess.
okay, I have Ecto One and
Nice.
Ecto One A.
Ah,
Ooh.
I built Ecto One A from pictures, and I went as hard as I could to find little pieces that would make sense.
nice.
That's fantastic.
So I even cut the blue hoses to make them fit better, and
Oh
I
wow,
used
yeah.
some the Lego rubber bands to keep them in place. You see the tube in there for the I don't know what they would call that, the uh, this, what is this tube called right here? I don't know what
I
to
have
call
no
that.
idea.
But
I don't know ecto parts. You're asking the wrong guy.
no, yeah, me neither. I just saw it in a picture. I said, you know what, I can make it. I can make all of that. So
Yeah.
I looking at pictures meticulously. I found some stickers and I made it look as best I could. So I would grab these two out the door running because I spent so much time on
Yeah.
making these ones.
That's really like because that doesn't exist as a Lego set, right? Like you,
It
that's
does not.
all.
It's,
Wow.
So in fact, I have that Lego set still in its box.
Nice.
I am obsessed.
Hey, you know what? You're in good company with this group. You know.
Yeah, of course. And Dan Lombardo's calling me right now. I don't know if you could see that.
Dan,
Can someone tell Dan that I'm on the stream right now?
someone let him know that this man is being interviewed. Oh my gosh. So with Windy City Ghostbusters, how originally so clearly you've been a lifelong fan of Ghostbusters, but how did you originally hear about Windy City, and then how did you kind of first interact with Windy City as you heard about them?
Well, again, we have to rewind the
Mhm.
clocks. So, in 2013, I retired out of the Navy and I moved to Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, you see, Hawaii. And I was living different houses, but around 2015 is when I married my wife, and she moved to Hawaii with me, and we had a nice house on base housing, but I needed a hobby. I was going to college and she was working. I needed a hobby. So again, I still had my Legos and I was building things here and there. And what I would do is I would put on Amazon and just leave something on. And you know how you would just automatically play the next thing and the next thing and the next thing? Well, the next thing that would play was a documentary called Ghost Heads.
Oh.
And a lot of people are like, oh, Ghost Heads. Ooh, Ghost Heads. Ghost Heads. So, and I understand why. I totally do. I get it. However, the one thing that really caught my eye was the guy building the proton packs, named Mike Nelson for Carnivorous Creations, which is what this proton pack is here. I wanted a proton pack so badly when I was a kid, and this was my chance. So I called him and I asked how much it was. I want to get one. Will you ship to Hawaii? All these questions are coming about. And all the answers were yes. Fast forward to COVID. COVID hit. I still didn't have my proton pack. He was obviously busy. So I made an inquiry about my proton pack, and I told him I'll be moving back to Chicago with my family. Can I get my proton pack then? He said, absolutely. I'm in Indiana anyway. I'll send it to you. No problem. I get my proton pack. I'm excited. This thing is beautiful out the box, and I am just over the moon. My daughter and my son, again, they love Ghostbusters. So what do they want to do for Halloween? Dress as Ghostbusters.
Aw.
But my son, Johnny, wanted to be different. He wanted to be a Ghostbuster Power Ranger.
Oh.
So he was the Red Ranger with a proton pack.
We love a good cosplay crossover.
And that's just the imagination of my son. But my daughter, she likes the classic look, so she had the proton pack, her flight suit, and everything. So I figured I would dress in my gear as well. Now, I had minimal gear. All I had was a proton pack, a trap, and a belt. That's all I had. So I go to this haunted house in Maryville called Haunted Hills, and there is a teller there, and she's just super excited because she sees my uniform, because I have the name tape, I have the patch, and I'm just, I'm all smiles. She asked this question: "Do you know Bob Anderson?"
Why does it all come back to Bob?
It always comes back to Bob, and I got another story about Bob, which I'm going to embarrass him. I can't wait to.
I'm happy to give you the platform for that.
Absolutely.
Always embarrass Bob, please.
Always. Why does the show always come back to Bob? It's supposed to be about me. But that just goes to show that Bob has actually been in my life, and I didn't even know it. And I'll explain that story in a minute. So I asked her, I said, "Should I know Bob Anderson?" And she goes, "He's a Ghostbuster." I go, "Great." I thought she was crazy. I'm like, what the hell is going on? So she says, no, you don't understand. He's a Windy City Ghostbuster. And I go, "What's a Windy City Ghostbuster?" I had no idea, no clue, no idea what she was talking about. And she says, "Go on Facebook, find Bob Anderson, and just ask him about the Windy City Ghostbusters, and then you should join." Okay. I put it on my mind. I didn't care. I wanted to spend Halloween with my kids.
Did you ever get her name, or did Bob ever confirm how he knew her?
Her name is Alyssa.
And does Bob know?
Oh yes.
Okay.
He knew exactly. He knew exactly who it was.
Aw.
So we go through the haunted house. The kids are having a blast. Everyone is looking at my kids, and they just want to take pictures with my kids because they look. My kids are adorable. I'm not gonna lie. I admit it. Especially when they get up in Ghostbuster gear. So we go home, and it's late at night. So I send a message. I find Bob Anderson. I'm like, well, that's got to be the guy dressed as a Ghostbuster. So I send him a message. "Hi, I'm JR. I'd like to see what your organization's all about, blah, blah, blah." He sends me a message, tells me that a guy named Joe Gagliano is going to find me, and the rest is history, right? No, not really. So they tell me to come out to an event, which was the showing of Afterlife at the Hollywood Boulevard Theater.
Oh, that was your first event with Windy City?
That was my very first event with the Windy City Ghostbusters. So again, I know I'm a nerd. I'm a band geek. I am not a tech nerd, but I'm tech savvy. I obviously love Lego, so I'm a collectible nerd. So I know where I am, where I stand in life. I'm a geek. I'm a nerd. Okay, I'm a goober. I walk into this theater, and normally I am a very social butterfly. However, I couldn't get a read on anybody. I was so amazed. People had gear, some people didn't. They were just Ghostbustered out, and some of them were just minimal. And I felt out of place at first. So I go into the theater and I sit down, and then I recognize Bob. He is sitting right behind me. So I walk up to him, and I've told this story 100 times, but for the people who haven't heard it, it's still a pretty good story. I walk up to Bob. I introduce myself. I say, "Hi, I'm JR. We spoke on Facebook," and I said, "I love your gear," because he was wearing his flight suit. He had his gizmo on, and I'm going, "Well, how do I get one of those? And what is that?" And I'm asking all these questions, and he goes, "Dude, I don't make the stuff. I just wear it."
I love that. I love that.
I just remember looking at him going, "Really? That's how you're going to that's my introduction to you?" All right. So we sit down, we're watching the movie, and I'm enjoying myself. I really am enjoying myself. Actually, let's back up before that. Before the movie started, they had a ceremony. They were going to induct Ghostbusters at that ceremony, like we did this last time. It was Dan and Nick and James. Help me out. Was there someone else?
I don't remember.
I think it was 2 or 3 people that were getting inducted, and it was a big deal.
Yeah.
And I just remember seeing this and going, "Oh, okay, these guys are nuts." They're a cult.
I see that.
They're a cult. I need to get out of here. because I didn't understand the point.
Yeah.
No one said anything about giving money to charity.
Yeah.
Nobody explained that yet. I had no idea. So I'm thinking, okay, after this movie, it'll be nice and I'll never see these people ever again. But then,
fast forward.
well, no. Yeah, fast forward. But then after the ceremony, Bob gets up there along with Steve, and they're explaining how they raise money for La Rabida.
Mm-hmm.
Then I was sold. I
Yeah.
understood everything now. The reason why I understood everything is because my daughter was the recipient of care from a child hospital from Shriners Hospital. And I'm not going to get into that story because I don't want anyone to get sad.
Fair.
So we watched the movie, and I'm enjoying it. Now it gets to that part. I'm sure everyone's seen Afterlife. If not, I'm going to go ahead and say spoiler alert. But the part where Egon is saying his goodbye and his final business, it's a Casper reference. And I'm getting the I'm not crying, you're crying feeling. And I'm fighting these tears. I say, I can't believe I'm about to cry in this movie. I'm like, there's no way I'm going to cry in front of these Ghostbusters. There's no way. No. And then I hear it from the side of me to the other side. I hear Bob crying. I hear all these people crying, and I go, okay, it's all right to cry.
Yeah.
So I'm crying, and I felt warm again. And what I was feeling was the camaraderie I felt when I was in the Navy.
Mm.
It had been a long time since I had that feeling. And I guess the reason why I was so reluctant at first was because it was the fear of the unknown. I didn't know these people.
Absolutely, yeah.
But once I realized these people are true fans. They get it. This is not just a hobby. It's a second job that you don't get paid for. Yeah. And they take it serious. So I wanted to do as much as I could. And I knocked out my 4 events as fast as I could. I really did. I got inducted at the Southside Irish Parade.
Oh wow. That's a quick turnaround.
So from November to March, because there wasn't much in between.
No, there's never that much yet in the winter.
There was 2 birthday parties and a Christmas gala, and then the Southside Irish, and that's when I got inducted. So that was a big day for me. But to answer your question, that's where it started. It all started with, who is Bob Anderson?
Yeah. So then how did it feel kind of coming full circle with the new movie, being at the same location where you got introduced to Ghostbusters as our president, standing in front of everyone at the new movie?
Surreal. Very surreal. Very, very heartwarming.
Yeah.
And still, I can't believe it. I really can't. I remember being on stage with Dan. I remember Shannon was there. My daughter was there. My son was there. Joe was there. I can see everyone in the crowd. I see you. I see Norm. I see Jason. I could see everyone, and all these people who helped me to get to this stage. And that's another thing that I don't care if I'm going on a tangent here. Becoming president.
You're in a good place to do it.
Becoming president was not an easy task. Okay,
yeah.
I had the best, and I'm going to say, I don't care if I embarrass them right now. I had the best mentors to get me prepared for that role. And I made mistakes along the way. I got corrected. I made some good moves. We brought in new people. We've had some rocky roads, so to speak. And getting to that point on that stage to induct another member, to watch the second movie in the same theater was, again, another dream come true.
Yeah.
No, that's the best way to describe it. And to be there with my second family.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing I learned about in Hawaii is that, family doesn't have to be blood related. And that's what I do consider the Ghostbusters in this group, is that I consider you guys family. It's very hard to find that camaraderie and be genuine. And I found that here. So hope that was Officially. If everyone's crying right now, if anyone's crying right now, suck it up.
We see you.
Hey, I've got a couple updates while we
Yeah.
got a little bit of a break going on here.
Cool.
So it looks like Shannon gifted a sub to somebody. So thank you, Shannon. We
Yay! Thank you.
appreciate that. And we have our first usage of the Slimer Sillies. So I get to tell you a joke.
Nice.
You know why Dracula is so unpopular?
What?
Because he's a pain in the neck. Ha 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 ha.
Oh
Wow,
no.
that's a good one. That's a good one. That's so corny. That's so corny and cheesy.
I also just noticed my tagline under my name.
Oh, you just noticed that?
I just noticed that.
That's been there the entire time.
Host and class 5 roaming vapor.
Full roaming vapor.
Full roaming vapor.
Sorry, full roaming vapor. Correct. Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
Hold on to that tagline.
Oh,
It's precious.
James, the joke was so bad, people are threatening to unsubscribe.
Great. That's how you know it works.
Well, how about this? How about I counter with another joke?
Bring it on.
Go for it.
We love a good
Alright,
joke around here.
But I think you've heard it already. But this is for the people that haven't. What happens if you don't pay your bill when the Ghostbusters pay you a visit?
I don't know, JR. What happens?
They repossess your house.
Oh man, James, we got that soundboard up and running.
You know,
I could have had a drum ready. I mean, I got them in the attic. I should have done that.
So
Buttons.
yes, and so why be president? What if you were a part of Windy City for just a short time? What inspired you to pursue specifically the president seat of Windy City?
Blackmail.
Makes sense. I've met some of them.
No. So I guess it goes back to my military background yet again. Being a leader is something very noble and very hard to do, because if it were easy, anybody could do it. Now, that's not to say that there aren't potentially good leaders in this group. There's totally, but who has the time? Who wants to dedicate that time to it? And everyone has lives outside of Ghostbusters. It just so happened that all the events that needed to fall in place fell into place. Only for me, it came a little earlier. I wasn't sold on the idea of becoming president at this early in my Ghostbuster career. However, there was a certain person, Bob, that asked me if I would consider it, only because he saw potential in me. Not that he had any sway, not that he was like, you're going to be president. He just asked me, do you think you'd ever want to be president? And I said, yeah, of course I would. Yeah. Maybe a year or two, maybe 3 years down the line, because I was having fun as just being a regular Ghostbuster dude. I loved being just a dude. Ghostbuster dude. I'm that goofy, loud, obnoxious kid at the playground, and I just put that in the parades. That's what I am. I'm all smiles, and I like to spread that infection to everyone. I like everyone else to be smiling, joking, having fun.
Yeah.
That's what I love about this group, is that everyone has a sense of humor. Not everyone's wound up so tight. There's again, you're not going to please everyone. You're not going to make everyone laugh, but for the most part, I think everyone here has a pretty good head on their shoulders, and they understand that what brings us together is this silly movie that has all types of innuendo and jokes, and we tell the same jokes to each other.
So many of the same jokes every time. Every time we get together,
Yes,
it's the same jokes, but we still laugh at them.
exactly. It's like watching your favorite movie and over again. You know where the
Yeah.
laughs are coming, but you're still gonna laugh. That movie for me, other than Ghostbusters, like my favorite movie of all time will be and always will be The Princess Bride. Hands down.
Yeah.
Hands down, The Princess Bride. And my favorite character in that whole movie is Billy Crystal's Miracle Max. No one can beat it.
Yeah.
Nobody can beat it. And of course, the quotes. My favorite one is, "You keep saying that word. I do not think it means what you think it means."
That movie is so good. Real quick in the chat, I wanted to point out this lovely message we got on Twitch. A user Bolin says, "My 7-year-old's absolutely in love with you guys. Since he was 3.5, he's been obsessed with Ghostbusters. She said they came to Hollywood just randomly to see the movie when we were there, and apparently he's completely hooked now and asks whenever we're streaming." That's so sweet.
Oh,
Amazing.
Thank you for tuning in and watching.
Thank you.
We've got other streams throughout the week too, especially if he's into video games. Got a good amount of those going too. That's so sweet. That's
awesome.
Also Bob asked if he can retire now. That's another 10.
20.
20? Okay, great. That's another 20. President said so. Sorry.
Bob, I think you're up to 900 years. If you want to stop, you want to take some of that off, you gotta. Now that we got streamers in the chat that are potential Ghostbusters, you got to set a better example. Be a better Ghostbuster, Bob.
Be a better Buster. Jared, no spoilers. Thoughts on Frozen Empire without spoilers, because we're going to give it another, I think, week or two before we start discussing things. But should people see it? Should they not? What did you like without spoilers?
The first time I saw it, I thought it was fantastic. The second time I saw it, I analyzed it, and I still thought it was fantastic. The third time I saw it, I tried to not be so critical and just enjoy myself, but there were little things that I was like, oh, that's cool. I didn't even catch that the first time. So yes, it is a fantastic movie. Yeah. Fantastic. The word fan is in there for a reason.
Yep.
It's a fantastic movie. I encourage everyone to see it. Exactly. You could call it another love letter to the fans, and that's fine.
Yeah.
And not everyone's going to like it, and that's fine as well. You are allowed not to like movies. However, I go off of my son's reactions a lot. And when he enjoys a movie, that's my gauge now. Okay. I don't care about critics. I don't care about other people. If my son is into it,
yeah,
it's that's my indicator that it catches his, because he's a squirrel. He seriously is. He cannot keep his focus unless he's on his Nintendo or if something just really interesting happens. He goes, "That's my son." But if a movie can capture his imagination and keep him there,
yeah,
that's like a great example is Ready Player One. I had no idea he was going to like that movie, and it got bad reviews. But I thought it was a very well made movie because it's about video gamers, and getting along. I'm not going to get into that, but it caught his attention.
Fair. The one thing I need to make sure we address tonight.
Yes.
The rap.
Which one? And why?
Well, that's fair. I would say my favorite, the one where you wrote in lyrics specifically about donating to us to help. The main one, I think, from when I've been around, the main one. Did you write all of it? Did you pull some of it? How long did that take to memorize? I need details because you do it flawlessly every time.
Well, my favorite rap group of all time is hands down the Sugar Hill Gang. And if you know anything about the Sugar Hill Gang, they have a famous song called Rapper's Delight. I learned that song from minute 1 to minute 14 for a talent show when I was in high school. And so imagine this Mexican who gets up on stage, but then all these lights come on and they whitewash out. So now I look white on stage. So I'm starting rapping, and I hear all these black folk coming out to me. Yo, there's some white rapper on the stage, man. He's killing it. And you get their approval. You're like, okay, all right, I could do this. So I always had fun rapping, and I would go. I'd learn how to rap all different type of styles because I had very good friends who could rap in high school, and I my base was Sugar Hill Gang, and then I moved on to this group. So I was able to come up with certain raps on my own.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not that I can come up and on the spot. I have to really think about it. So at the parade, my first parade, again, Southside Irish, I didn't have the megaphone yet. It was just me screaming and yelling and just coming up with little poems on the fly and making it work. So when I went to the second parade, which would have been the 4th of July parade in Wonder Lake, I had a megaphone, but I had little raps that I was working on from the Sugar Hill Gang, from what was it called? From Black Sheep, engine number 9 on the New York Transit line. If the track. So I had that in my mind. I'm like, I could turn this into something. So that's where it first started. That was the first one. So I was like, Ecto, number 1 on the Southside Transit run. If the slime goes off the tracks, heat 'em up, heat 'em up, heat 'em up. So that's where it first started. That was the first one. And I had Dan with me, and he's like, dude, you need to come up with more. So Dan was just pushing me to keep coming up with these lyrics. So again, with the Sugar Hill Gang in mind, I just started coming up with different lyrics. And that one was based off a song from the Sugar Hill Gang called Apache. So Apache, jump on it. And so I was listening to that beat, and I was like, from top to bottom and left to right, we're trapping all the ghosts that go bump in the night. When you're in trouble, you know who to call. You call the Ghostbusters, because that's who we are. We're making donations, and it ain't too hard. Come take the pick. We'll give you a card. So let me hear you one time, loud and proud. I said, who you gonna call? So I was listening to that beat, and that it just came out. So a lot of those lyrics were mine, but the beat that I had in my head was the Sugar Hill Gang.
Yeah,
so that's the origin.
That's, oh my gosh. I was always curious because obviously, if anyone watching, ever wants to hear it in full, you're going to have to attend one of our events, it sounds like. But it goes on for a minute, and it is, I'm pretty sure, mostly the reason that you lose your voice at the end of our the parades.
No. The reason I lose my voice is because I'm giving you everything I got.
In chat, Bob has a question. Being a tinkerer of props, what is your dream prop to build?
That would be oh geez. I got nothing. Honestly, I got nothing. As a mechanic, when I was in the Navy, my favorite thing to do was to fix the little problems that would arise on the engine. So this is my new engine, and it's always broken. There's always something wrong with it. So my prop,
the truth.
Yeah, right. So my prop skills, that's where it is. That's where it goes to. It's like, if something's broken, I gotta fix it. And trust me, this thing breaks a lot. And so I'm always trying to find ways to make sure if it does break the next time, that it doesn't break so catastrophically. Like, I don't know, the Alice frame breaking in the middle of a parade.
Yeah. What other kind of nerdy or non-nerdy type fandoms would you associate yourself with?
Oh, I love Super Sentai. Sorry.
That was adorable.
So, like,
Super
do it
Sentai.
again.
Power Rangers. For those of you who don't know.
That would be Power Rangers for us in 1993, but in 1989, it was Jurenja from Super Sentai. I found out about them after Power Rangers because I had a big question. Why was everyone in Angel Grove Asian? And they were running away. What's going on here? I found out that the show was made in Japan. Oh, okay. So that's why the footage didn't really line up with the Fox one versus the Super Sentai one. I was like, what's going on here? So it all made sense finally. So I got into Super Sentai I have Legacy Morphers, and I have the actual Judanger Morphers from Japan, and they're beautiful. I still have them in their box, and I have one that's a used one that I play with, because I like having it, and it plays all the cool sounds and everything, and I go Dino Buckler. I love it. That was Power Rangers was definitely one of my favorites, and I still have all the toys. I have all the '93 toys that I have put away.
Yeah.
I've given some away to friends in Ghostbusters because they've hooked me up with stuff, and that's what I love about being in this fandom here with Windy City is that we don't gouge each other. We don't play that game of I'll sell it to you for $500. No, dude, I'll just give it to you. Here, you can have it.
We all know how much we genuinely love this stuff.
Yes, and we'll take care of it. And it's more of a kind of a pay it forward.
Yeah.
I can name 10 guys on this team that have given so many things away and not asked anything in return because they are so genuinely good people. They got good hearts. And I'm not trying to leave out anybody. I'm just saying that those are the 10 that I have interacted with and witnessed. And again, I love everyone on this team. I love the passion. I love the dedication. It's second to none. Second to none.
Absolutely.
So Power Rangers and obviously Ghostbusters.
Mm-hmm.
But the other thing that I am a secret fan of, and I am not, well, I'm proud of it. I'm just not.
Are we getting the tea?
I am a collector of old CDs, of compact discs.
Oh.
Okay.
Specifically ones from the 90s. So I have them separated by music genre. So I have my Backstreet Boys all lined up. I got those original discs. I got my gangster rap from, from Tupac to Biggie to Bone Thugs and Harmony. And it's one of my favorite collections because, again, I have OCD, so everything has to be perfect.
Mm.
My T-shirt collection is separated by color, and it has to be a Roy Jabiv, and they have to go from right to left, and they have to be in a specific spot. And if there's anything that's off color, you best believe I'm like, no, that goes in that spot.
Mm-hmm. In chat, we have confirmation that you are absolutely not joking about the stuff you have from K-Bar, and also Batman was mentioned.
Oh yes, I do have Batman. Yes. But again, the Batman is more of the Lego genre, so that's where the collection is. That all my Lego stuff, most of my Lego stuff is Batman. The stuff right here with the Ghostbusters, that's a deviation because I love those fandom. Like I didn't get all the other stuff except for Optimus Prime.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I got to go back because my wife just reminded me. Thanks, honey. I have a collection of Hot Wheels Camaros and Lego Camaros. Camaro is my favorite car of all time. As you know that I drive a Camaro to every one of our
I was about to say, and in real life.
in real life. I would say yes. I'm also obsessed with Camaros. From Hot Wheels to Lego to little what do they call this? Just trinkets, just little trinkets. And my favorite dream car Camaro would be the '69 SS.
Mm. Would you ever do an Ecto?
Not an Ecto, but a version of something. I have a Dodge Magnum that I'd like to Ecto out, and I have some ideas of where we could go with that. But yeah,
that's awesome.
I think the Magnum would be the guinea pig for that.
Yeah.
Not the Camaro.
Fair, yeah. Wanted to rewind a question I meant to ask earlier and forgot when we were talking about your littles. Is there a specific proud Dad Buster moment that you've had?
Dad Buster.
Yes, absolutely yes. And in fact, it happened this year. We had an event at a library, and I can't remember which one it was. You were there.
This year, it's Barrington or Mount Prospect.
It was Mount Prospect.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We're at the Mount Prospect Library, and my son wanted to show off his new proton pack because I built him a spirit one with the new Hasbro wand, the one that extends, and it's the black, and it replaced the blue one. And he was just so proud, and he just wanted to show it off. So he's there at the library, and he's going about, and I can see him. I have my eye on him because that's what dads do. You could do two things at once. I'm sitting there at the table, schmoozing and telling him, "Oh yeah, we're the Windy City Ghostbusters," blah blah blah. But I can hear my son. I can see my son. And this parent asks my son. He says, "Excuse me, who are you here with?" And I think he would meant to say, he's like, "Are you here with your mom? Are you here with your dad?" Yeah. No, my son, without missing a beat, says, "I'm here with the Windy City Ghostbusters," and then walked away.
Oh.
It was as a matter of fact, "I'm here with the Windy City Ghostbusters."
Oh.
And I remember looking over, smiling, and that's my son. So that was my biggest dad. What did you say, Buster?
Dad Buster.
Dad Buster. Dad Buster. A big Dad Buster moment.
I'm coining the term now.
Coining the term. Patent pending. I'll get a shirt made. Dad Buster.
Yeah, seriously. James, it's my understanding, as Bob ended last week, that we need to have a little bit of gap at the end for some editing or something.
I have no idea what he was talking about.
Okay. Well, it was mentioned, so I was just wanted to ask. But, so JR, is there anything that you wanted to talk about? I still got the big question, the whole like, oh my God, they said the title and the. But
what?
I'll get to it in a second.
Okay.
What is there anything we didn't cover today that you want the world to know?
Did you have any more questions for me?
Me?
Yeah.
I kind of covered what I had on my end. Okay. That's why I'm opening the floor to be like, was there anything you need the world to know, but we didn't say?
On the spot here. I don't know how to handle this. This is crazy. Yeah, actually there is. And I kind of touched on that already. So being a part of this group, big deal to me. And I'll bring this up because it ties back into my military life. So when I was inducted and I got my patch, I felt so overwhelmed with joy that I wanted to spread it back out to the rest of my fellow Ghostbusters. So I had challenge coins made up for me to give out to everyone as a thank you for accepting me. And a lot of the Ghostbusters, I've had to explain what the challenge coin means. And for me personally, it's just a symbol of camaraderie and friendship and thank you. However, in the military, there's like 4 or 5 different meanings for it. And the highest challenge coin you have, the awesomer you are. If you have one from the president, it's like, whoa, what did you do to get that? So going back and thinking about my military life, thinking about my friends and my family going forward that have led me to this spot, it really is a dream come true to be a Ghostbuster. I've had the best times of my life doing what I do now with my Ghostbuster family. Through the hard times and the good times outweigh the hard times tenfold. No matter what has been thrown at us, man, we have so many strong people in this group that take it and say, "Is that the best you got?" And they throw it right back at them. They kill him with kindness. They do it without being a jerk. Don't be a peck. It's funny because the human nature is to retaliate. Mm-hmm. And nowhere but in this group have I seen such restraint from people to turn the other cheek. And what a great example to set for other people, to turn the other cheek when you really want to throw up a fist. And it's so hard. It really is. But I cannot praise these people enough. Everyone. I don't have a doubt of fear. Hell, this is how far I go. I have trusted every single Ghostbuster with my child's life. They have watched my kids when I had to go out,
Mm-hmm.
or if I'm doing something, they're like, "Hey, Jr., you know your son's over there?" Yes, yes, I do. Thank you. That's the dedication that they've shown me, and it's wonderful to see that. Where else are you going to find that? It's going to be hard to find.
Mm-hmm.
And I again will praise everyone in this organization and say that we are second to none. Bottom line.
I love that. I love that. So, final question, and this is what I was meaning by they said the title of the thing. JR, why do you bust?
Oh, okay. I think I already answered that, didn't I?
Yeah, mostly. I
Do
was
it
like,
again.
"Oh,
Do it again.
he's got the good speech. I should have just said it."
Well, aside from what I just said
Yeah.
earlier, I when I was 16 years old, I had a list of things I wanted to accomplish in my life, and I still have that list. I have it packed away, and it's funny to see your handwriting when you're a child
Mhm.
to now. You're like, oh, that's so cringe, and it's so cringe in the good way. So number one was to live in Hawaii. I
Mhm.
accomplished that.
Yep.
Number two was to own a Camaro. I've owned three. Number three, and you would think you're 16 years old. Why would you want that? Have a successful marriage.
Aw.
And the reason why I put that as number three was because of my parents. My mother and my father divorced when I was 5, and my mother, she remarried in 1991, and my father remarried in 1992, 91, somewhere around there. So I've had a great family relationship. Even though they separated, I had 4 Thanksgivings, 4 Christmases, 4 Easters. I had 4 sets of grandparents. I had all these great people in my life, but I also realized that being separated, it hurt. It was different, and I didn't want that for my kids. And which brought me to number 4. I wanted kids. And number 5 was becoming a Ghostbuster, and that was the child in me. I
Yeah.
really did want to be a Ghostbuster. And it's amazing to go back in that list and see, huh, how did you do that? Huh.
That's
Because
wild.
it's crazy. It's crazy. How did that happen?
Yeah.
And to do what we do in this organization, we get to meet amazing people, not just within our organization, outside of just celebrities and heck,
Mhm.
meeting McKenna Grace. Are you kidding me? Really? That happened?
She's so awesome.
She was very awesome. I never thought I'd have a chance to meet someone like her. And then doing the cons, and then you see other celebrities who are not Ghostbusters, but
Mhm.
because you're wearing a Ghostbusters
Mhm.
flight suit and you're wearing a proton pack, they call you over and say,
Yep.
"Hey, can I wear that?"
Yeah, yeah.
it's
Yeah,
so
that's
it's so
awesome.
cool. And one of my favorite memories of that so far was Henry Winkler literally bumping into me. And if you don't know who Henry Winkler is, go on your Googles and look up the Fonz.
Your Googles.
But this gent bumped into me while I was wearing my pack, and Bob was with me, and he bumps into me, and I go, "Mr. Winkler." He goes, "How's it going?" Just animated. He's this old man. He's just so animated. So that was huge.
Yeah.
But I deviate. But I bust because it was a dream, and the added benefit is to put smiles on faces,
Yeah.
especially those kids at the hospital. And we really didn't get to talk about the hospital that much, which I do apologize for that. But I will say, when the first time going to that hospital was heart wrenching in the best possible way. I don't know how these parents do it. I don't know how these nurses and staff do it, day in and day out, seeing these sick kids in
Yeah.
various degrees of illness. It's so hard to see, and you can't help but tip your hat to them. Thank them. Tried harder to get more money for this hospital.
Yeah.
You go out there and you give it your all. And that's in the back of my mind when we're doing events. It's remember, we're doing this for the kids. This isn't for us. Do we get the benefits? Yes, we do. We do get a lot of benefits, but they're the ones that are in the beds that need the help. So let's do what we can to get them standing on their own feet.
Yeah.
And I'm very proud to say that we have come leaps and bounds from where this group has started.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad to be a part of that.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to step over anybody at all, because this was definitely a team effort from the beginning up till now, regardless of who they were or how they have opinions now. I have no hate. I have no hate for them. I just wish they would see the light a little bit more.
Thank you for the very long but very detailed answer. No,
Well, I had to outdo my other speech, darn it.
Fair. So wanted to give thank you, JR, for sitting the last hour with us and telling us a little bit more about you, filling us in, and sharing a little bit of tea here and there. James, thanks for manning the chats.
Oh, you're welcome.
I didn't give the chats as much love as they deserve today. I'm sorry, guys. I'll be a better buster next week.
Did they have any questions? Did they have any comments?
No more questions, but there's little chats going on.
Yeah.
But yeah,
People are interacting, which is great.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah.
That's
We really appreciate you guys. But yeah, thanks for joining, everyone. Please find our link tree on all our social medias. Through the link tree, you can find out more about La Rabida, how you can give to La Rabida. What we get goes straight to them. So feel free to go through that route or through their website. Plug wise, I'm pretty sure though that's it from me. JR, do you have anything to plug that you would like to plug?
I got nothing.
Cool.
I got Ghostbusters.
Just make sure you like and subscribe everywhere.
Like and subscribe.
Oh,
my
I'm
God,
not gonna
it's the
say
first time
that.
I get to say that.
I'm gonna say it.
Like and subscribe.
Fine.
Smash that likes button.
Like and subscribe. Smash.
Smash it.
Ghost.
We have to get you a hammer.
It's
I do
canon.
have one.
I mean-
it's right here. Where's my hammer? There's my hammer. Yeah, see?
Not
But yeah,
hammer.
check it.
Not that hammer. I meant like the big hammer, because the hammer gets the views.
Let me see
Big
what I
hammer
got around
gets the
here.
views. But yeah, everyone, thank you all for joining us tonight. We will definitely be back next week with another guest on why we bust. Woo! Thank you guys. I'll see you next week.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Not everyone.